напряженный, тяжелый день. Сегодня уже суббота, предпоследний
Well,
день.
it's Saturday,
Буду рассказывать про
the last but one day of PhD, so we'll be talking about the open source ASOCs. Why do we need them in AppSec? I'm an AppSec security and MTS Red. What do? I develop add-ons for ASOCs. We have a lot of things, but I'd like to talk about the stuff missing from the market. I have a channel, MTS Red, please follow. Okay, what is an ASOC? So, say we have this Olivier salad. There are many ingredients there. We have cucumbers, you have sausage, you have the egg. So what do we need? We need something to bring it all together. So this is the mayonnaise. So an ASOC is exactly the mayonnaise in our Olivier salad. That's the way it is. And all the speakers here are told to mention open source, why and what it is. And I have, I think, 10 versions of ASOC analyzed, and it turns out that you can have a good and a bad version of open source. What is a good open source? The main idea is complete free usage. So we can change it. We can build something that's some commercial things, if you like. We can give it whatever we like and change whatever we like. And we have a strong community. We have 100,000 people globally who can say, yes, indeed, this is the product. I want to help to develop, support, and maintain, and also transparency and trust. The source code, we can see everything. We don't have any other hidden things like buy something extra or install some module, an exe, a binary file, an armor, and so on and so forth. No, it all should be open. That's it. And there is a wrong version of open source. So here we're talking about some limited major functions. It turns out that many open source ASOCs block access to the most important things. And what is the most important thing for the ASOC? Deduplication, API loading of reports, launch of various scanners, and this is one of the major things in ASOC. But some wrong developers say that please buy this, buy that, and buy that again. And there are potential conflicts of interest. But what is meant? Profit is more important than anything. And like business people tell us, okay, let's make more money, more money. Let us make this AppSec and AppSec to make them suffer. Well, pay some money and we'll give you access to the functions, to the standard functions. Well, the right open source is like that. Well, this is really important for us. What is important here? It should be zero value. I don't have to pay for open source. I can support. I can give them some donate, some candy, some way to support the author so that he wants to develop it or maintain it. I can say, well, you know, I know that you developed it. I really like this project so much. Let's do it together. Then it should be flexible and tunable. As the previous speaker mentioned, the most important rule in open source is you don't owe anything to anyone, but you can set it the way you like it. You can tune it as you like. Okay, Go, okay, Go. Python, no problem. I will learn Python. I like the product. Java, okay, a little bit more tricky. Transparent of development code, indeed, transparent code. We shouldn't run into some strange things like we have the pay armor. You shouldn't see this. Or we have a scanner burp-based. But, well, if we don't understand how it works, a raw scanner, we can not do anything about it. No, we're not going to use it. We don't like it. Quick adaptation to change. Well, open source is famous. Many people are using it and developing it, and it is adaptable. New vulnerabilities come, they are patched, and I receive requests, please update the library, please do this and do that. Okay, and a broad community. How many? Well, not so many people, but I think that each and every one of us tried at least once to contribute somehow to an open source project. Like a small feature, small change, maybe it was not written properly, so you tried to correct it. Okay, and now let's talk about the SOCs. ASOC. So what do we have? I removed the payable ones. We don't have any functions. I got rid of the Chinese versions. Everything is in Chinese. In English, we have only limited functions. Yes, they do work. They have some features, but I cannot understand what's going on there. Everything there is in Chinese. I can either take a DeepL to translate everything, which is not convenient and not right, or I just look at these solutions. Okay, and the fact .jo, people can argue why it's an ASOC or not. Archery SEC, I consider to be ideal. We can fix it and it will work better. And we have two by support AppSec portal and Faraday GPL3. Okay, but what we are not going to compare to the paid features. Okay, as I mentioned, we have some tools which want for the standard work, which is there in their functions, and which give the essence of this solution. So they want to add things like that. Error, paid feature only, or report preview. Please buy this, buy it again, and buy it too. Why do I download this open source product from GitHub? Well, to buy things, right? It's obvious. We download it to buy it, don't we? Okay, just imagine you have an ASOC and there is nothing in it, and you can only see there the reports you have downloaded. So why? It doesn't make any sense. For instance, this used to be a tool launching a scanner, and okay, scanners, the application, scheduled checks, and so on, or customizing and downloading reports. We cannot download it, you have to pay for this. Okay, then we get rid of what? We get rid of Faraday, you have to pay for it. There you can only download scanners results through API and the AppSec portal, which can only take from the CCD GitLab process and can receive manually loaded reports. And that's it. And this leaves us with two options, defect.jo and archery sec. What can we say about them? Okay, archery sec. You know, it has one critical issue. The author didn't care to update it. Yes, so this is sad. We cannot do anything about it, but we can support it ourselves. We can start maintaining it ourselves. Well, we don't have any updates for a year. It has a lot of bugs and vulnerabilities, and we can fix it. We can install it, we can make a fork and develop it. Well, but for this, we need a community. Well, why do we call it community? Please help a good product survive, so that we don't pay the second-rate products. And then you need to enrich it with tools. Yeah, it has a huge list of the things it supports. It has many options, many things it compiles, deduplication at some basic level, but it's obsolete. It has obsolete versions of products. Almost everything is obsolete. Well, you know, Python is getting old anyway, if we talk about the content. Okay, and defect.jo. Well, this is questionable in terms of whether it is an ASOC or not. So we have the CI/CD integration. It has a deduplication version, in a way, tools integration. But, no one will consider it a new or interesting product. At the same time, despite all the negatives, few companies are using it as a core ASOC. Some call them vulnerability management and so on. So this is the foundation of what most of companies in Russia are doing. So because either we pay something for many millions or we use open source. So what do we have? We need to further twist and tweak it or defect.jo. And the previous picture about tweaking and twisting it also holds for .jo because it is raw. It's like a monolith. Well, it has a lot of issues related to its work. you know, if you have more than 100 projects, it cannot survive this. But the heart of it works, and it works based on the right open source. Yes, they tried to do something like that. Well, we have our solutions, pay us some money, we'll help you to further improve it and so on. But we have a good open source project anyway. Oh, okay, that's little information for sure. Please go to GitHub. Well, we've talked a lot today. I think we should go to GitHub. I'll show you a complete comparison of all the existing open source ASOCs. So they'll be there. You know, I want to build a community. So also the ASOC, so that we AppSecs can come together and to kind of get rid of this corruption. And we'll also have the Telegram community for discussions. So we have some time for questions now, but you can ask other questions in Telegram. So you can find me this way. Thank you very much. Any questions? Okay, no questions. This is cool.
Да. Меня выкинули. Можно QR-коды? Вот.
Here they are.
У меня война с технологиями. Пожалуйста. Не, ну раз вопросов нету, я думаю...
Okay, if I don't have any questions, I can wind up. Thank you very much.
Подождите.
By the way, we have a question. Yeah, it just occurred to me. You say that you want a community, so that we have people to support this and so on. The current repositories of many open source repositories, they say that they are not being financed, so they work based on the community. Are you confident that in your community we will avoid the situation when the fork will start fading away and when you won't have any updates, just as happened in this example you showed? Okay, thank you very much. Well, I can tell you that I want to develop community. I have a channel for this. For this, I've been promoting this thing. You know, if you start something, well, then you know, if you are inspired, you inspire others. Well, if it's not me, then the next guy. Well, I looked at the ASOC, and that's what I want to do. Well, I don't have time for this. Well, I would love to do this, and 1 out of 1,000 people will continue my course, and his course will be further maintained by the next course. Well, it may, you know, find a little bit naive, but I've seen people like that. And whatever what I'm doing, security or IT or whatever, and well, there are different products, there are various approaches, and so on and so forth.
Надеемся, да? Вот, как раз таки желание.
Okay.
Вот как раз таки желание. Желание должно остаться. Деньги всегда будут. Мы всегда сможем заработать.
Well, we'll be able to make money. Yeah, I don't mean that we should work 24/7 for the open source product. No. Well, open source is for your heart. Well, it helps. We take Dojo, we take dependency track, or we compile this. well, ASOC is used in all the scanners.
Упоминать компании, опять же, может быть,
And,
например, большая компания, которая разрабатывает сканер кода, добавляет.
and we can also use ZAP. The code ZAP is maintained and being developed by SO because it has some sense to it. And if ASOCs are needed, then we give life to this product.
Нет. ZAP живее всех живых.
Okay, ZAP is alive and kicking. So this is the only open source solution which works. Well, all the products made by Dust are either Nuclei. Okay, it's also open source. It's also being developed. They have their own product, but Nuclei works well. And ZAP. And that's it. We don't have anything else. Okay, thank you, colleagues. I'd like to thank everyone too.